Hi guys, this is Boggs again, and tonight we'll be having another update video on what's going on with my life. So as you can see, that's the rest of Cliches. So I'm an aspiring writer. I wanted to write a novel or two, or maybe some series of short stories, and I'm fascinated with the concept of hunted dolls. So my short stories will be about my original characters and my original hunted dolls. And that's not this is not about the Rat of Stitches, this video. So we'll be tackling about some of the book and story writing tips I learned from booktubers, authors through the years. So I will not be explaining really long explanation. So I will just be telling you what are the tips I've learned. So first, do research. So if you're going to write about a story about a certain character, you need to do research, especially if they are, for example, they are samurai. So you have to research about them, their legends, the history of samurais, the places where they live, the people and their culture, the language, common names, especially if you don't know about the common names in that place, and their art and architecture, so that you can have more descriptions in your book. Next, number 2, make your characters relatable. So it's just that the rhetorical question would be, why would you care for a character, or why would you read about a character if you don't care about them? So yeah, that's all I can say. And third, use a big ass notebook. This is where you're going to write your the backstories of your characters, their histories, the histories of the places, the hierarchy of the characters, who are the most powerful, etc., etc. And yeah, you need to write them there. If some of us rely mostly on gadgets, especially laptops, but I suggest that you still keep a notebook, so that even if your notes are gone from your save file, you can still have them in your notebook. So number 4, in world building, you need to consider the history of things. So the beginning of the place of the story where your story is taking place. So yeah, like for example, it started with a big bang and boom, they created planets, blah blah blah, like that. So you need to keep them also in the your big ass notebook. So that's what they call it. So yeah, number 5, story should have an underlying theme and lesson. So for example, in Harry Potter, the underlying theme there is death, and there should also be a lesson. So maybe the lesson there in Harry Potter is no one should dream for so much power, because in the end it will just kill them. So yeah. Number 6, in writing horror, the greatest fear is fear of the unknown. So yeah, self-explanatory. Number 7, there are 3 parts of horror. There's dread, terror, and of course horror. So this is the 3 levels. So in dread, you don't know who are you dealing with first. In terror, you already know who are dealing with, and you try to fight it and run from it. And also in horror, this is the outcome of what happened, like the death of an important person, or the loss of certain things, etc., etc. Number 8, the elements of stories are, of course, first, characters, 2, of course, the setting. 3, of course, the plot. This is the chain of events of what's happening. And of course, in the plot, there should also be the conflict, because a story is not a story without conflict. So of course, there's also the climax. This is wherein the final battle or final event is happening. The turning point, this is the event after the final battle, where the characters gain some new power, friends, foes, or etc. Or they lost someone or something. And of course, last, there's also be a moral lesson in the story. Number 9, what I've learned in pacing, in internal conflicts, especially the protagonists, you need to make long descriptions of what's going on with their minds, of course, because we try to explain what's going on in their minds. And if it is in the climax or the final battle or anything, you need to the pacing should be fast and the sentences should be shorter. So that's what I've learned. And number 10, if a gun is on the wall, don't write about it if you're not going to shoot with it. So yeah, if you're going to foreshadow things in your story, if for example you added a gun in the wall, as I've read earlier, don't make your readers assume that it's very important. Don't give them false, or don't mislead them. So just write what the things that are important. And next, of course, show, don't tell. So in writing your story, if you're just going to tell what's going on, it's going to be bland and your readers won't be engaged. So if, let's say, you say his friend is sad, really sad, don't tell it to your readers, because they won't really get what's going on. So instead of that, tell it like this: his friend's cheeks are now wet because of the tears falling from his eyes, like that. So at least when he's crying, of course you'll know that he's sad. And next, number 12, be original. So some of us are inspired to make stories because we are inspired of certain characters that we like in different types of media. So if you really like them, to avoid any plagiarism, you can write about them, but you can change their descriptions, you can change their what they look like, and you can change their personality so that you won't be accused of plagiarism. And you should place them in a different place, place them in your original universe. So yeah. And next, number 13, don't overuse like and metaphors. So in describing things, don't overuse like. Just like this, for example, he is slow like a turtle. So don't overuse it. Don't use it. So just say, my friend is a turtle in doing things. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I've learned from other people. Don't overuse like and other metaphors. So just be directly to the point so that the readers will get what you're trying to convey to them. Next, Number 14, use your own style of writing. Do you want to be very descriptive? Do you want to be straight to the point? Do you want to write it in the first, or in the second, or in the third person? So it's really up to you. So you want it to be fast paced, or do you want it to be slow paced? It's really up to you. Next, cliches as its best. So yeah, some things are overused now, like zombies, killer clowns, etc., etc. So you need to make your own original story so that people will not be bored of what you want to convey to the world. So yeah. And last, of course, write what you love and love what you write. So even if you're not a really good writer, just write and write and write, because in the end you will just be as good as the world-renowned and great authors in the world. Mind you, in the past we don't have internet and anything for research, but people has created great stories. So they don't even have a lesson in grammar, but they made great stories. So yeah, that's all I can say about what I've learned in this past year. So I hope you like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe. God bless and stay awesome. Bye.